What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel where we are talking about, right? Hear me out, ready? We're talking about villains of the anime world, or Animeverse, or whichever one, or My Villain Academia, as My Hero verse went through. This topic came to me from when I was watching a TikToker named I believe his handle is I'm Taylor Allen, or I'm Tyler Allen. So whatever his name may be, go ahead and check him out over on TikTok. But I thought, it'd be a cool idea to talk about who our favorite villains are, especially in anime. I said if I had to choose, I'd choose Madara, because he's just fucking badass. Who doesn't want to be the guy that single-handedly took on the shinobi world because all the shinobis just weren't as powerful as Hashirama? Or if I said I had to choose somebody from other than him, I said Grimjow Jaggerjax. He's fucking awesome, thank you. And he took on Ichigo in the belt fight. Oh, and just his personality, So right down below, right? Who is your favorite villain? What villain do you want to be if you could choose a villain? Or who's just overall your favorite villain? Like, overall my favorite villain has to be the Joker. Because, do you want to know how I got these scars? I did in an earlier video. I actually did discuss how I do that with an old friend of mine. Just the whole Heath Ledger Joker thing. Jeez, that was awesome. We did talk about Disney villains. I said I'd be Captain Hook. I want to play hooky. But being a pirate's actually pretty cool. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this video. I appreciate all the like and support that you guys give me. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you gotta do. Let's keep the Franky house going. Stay super, everybody. So, what are we talking about today, everybody? That is correct. We're talking about villains of the Animeverse. So, why villains? Why do we want to talk about villains? Because sometimes villains are misunderstood. I feel like villains tend to have a bad rap because they're always cast in the shadow of the main person, or the main protagonist. So, this question was brought to my attention by a TikToker.
Yourself.
No, a TikToker. I believe his name is I am Taylor Avery, something like that. He's the guy with the big fro that talks about anime, which I know there is quite a few, and that narrows down. But whatever. I don't know. I don't remember his name, and I don't feel like searching right now. So, everybody at some point in the time of their lives actually has a villain arc, or they go through their villain arc. I know I went through several. But Willow's
in one right now.
It's actually to your left, or to your right, KP.
Well, on my screen it's this way.
On my screen, I am pointing to you. So you were pointing off even further into the
this
unknown.
Person right here.
Other side.
Not for you, for me.
Okay, for you, but
for you, it's this way. But would it be this way for her? Well, for everyone else.
Well, I'm below Willow, and then Cannonade is adjacent to Willow.
Okay, for me, it's
down is
my
Franky.
cousin's down this way.
Other direction.
You're below me. And okay,
it's fine.
So all of our screens are messed up. We do not know where each other are, so we're just gonna point in random directions and just hope we're pointing to the right place.
Man, I wish the prize editor who's going to be editing this could fix that, but gosh, by golly, he doesn't know what he's doing. So.
Yeah, because that's you.
Quit calling me out, Jesus. Anywho's, before my editor keeps calling me out. So, an example of somebody who was misunderstood and became a villain. Oh, bloody hell, what's his name from My Hero? The one with the bouncing quirk.
Gentle Criminal?
Yes, Gentle Criminal. Yes, him.
Oh, Gentle Criminal.
Yes,
He's a
he.
good example of someone who wanted to be a hero, but society was like, no.
Society was
You
like,
haven't passed any of your tests. You're a failure. You're
Yeah.
not gonna be a hero.
that's
More of, oh, you tried to help someone, but in doing so, you got someone else hurt, so it's your fault and you're the problem.
mm-hmm.
Not really.
So Gentle Criminal is our main example, right? And so one of the question is like, well, he's not really my favorite, so just get past that question. Do I resonate with him? Not really. What ideals do you agree with? Well, he wasn't really a villain per se. He was just more or less cast into that light because society, right? Society.
Villain of
He's an
circumstance.
entertainer at heart.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to be a YouTube star or whatever their equivalent of
Yeah.
YouTube is in the My Hero Academia verse.
Yep.
But yeah, he was cast in negative light because of society and many people who are like me, are cast in a negative light because of society. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, this dude's interesting. But yeah, other than that, he's just a good example of like society fucking up everything. So, whoever came up with this question, we're gonna pick on for a little bit. Let me eat my down bowl real quick before I pick on myself. It's fine if I don't do it to myself. I know KP does it to me. Like how she's not denying it.
It's because it's true.
So the first one I called dibs on was Madara Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden, right? So why is he my favorite? Well, I wouldn't say he's my favorite because I have favorites elsewhere, but he's a guy that I'm just like, man, this guy is fucking badass. During one of the arcs, the Great Shinobi War arc actually, is the reason why Madara was put on my list. Where was it? Oh yeah, he took on an entire army, like single-handedly. Like he literally just started handing L's left and right to these people because they're like, oh my god, it's one ninja, and they didn't understand it's Madara Uchiha, the one who literally was a rival to Hashirama Senju. So I'm like, oh god, this guy. And then they're like, he's like, guess what? Bob, ninja hand signs, right? And then he summoned a giant meteor, and everybody's like, god, right? And Garo's like,
Is this the power of a god?
I'm like, man, this guy is fucking badass. Like, man, I'm gonna put him on my list just so nobody else can take him. Do I resonate with this guy? More or less, but I'm gonna say no. His people were persecuted. If we go through the history of America, and sorry folks if you haven't noticed this, but I'm black. So apparently,
Happy Juneteenth, by the way.
belated Juneteenth.
Yes, belated.
Yeah, well, today's the substitute. The bank is closed. I'm mad.
How come I not getting overtime pay then? This sucks.
I know the casino I work at doesn't do holiday pay for this either, so.
Everyone's villain arcs. starting
Yes.
Today.
Because we're not getting overtime. Thank you, everybody who's working. Anywho's, but yes, if you look throughout the history of America, the black people were persecuted, or more enslaved. That's the correct word, and I don't know. His whole story is basically, hey, we agreed that you guys won't be shit towards us, but we're basically on the outskirts of the town. While Hashirama is like, hey, invite the Uchiha to town, but Tobirama is like, fuck them dirty Uchihas. We don't like their kind, right?
Okay.
There is
on this one
Go ahead.
because I watched a YouTuber who does in-depth Naruto explanations.
Mm-hmm.
And when he explained the Uchiha, he explained that yes, Tobirama hated the Uchiha because of Madara, or one of them killing his brothers.
A group of 7 of them.
Yeah, but then the Uchiha had their own area in the village,
Mm-hmm.
and then it wasn't Tobirama who sent them to the outskirts. It was Hiruzen who sent them to the outskirts. Sarutobi, the third Hokage.
The one that everybody hates.
Yes, the one that everybody hates.
So the third Hokage was the racist one. Got it.
Yeah, Hiruzen hated the Uchiha.
Yeah. Hence why he sent Itachi to go off and kill him.
Yeah, like he took. Well, it was Danzo who did that.
Yeah.
But it was Tobirama. Like he saw how much he didn't really care for the Uchiha.
Yeah.
And because Tobirama honored Hashirama in such a way, he decided to try. You know, that's the reason why he made the Uchiha the police force.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're basically just as powerful as we are. We need to give them something to kind of honor them in that way. And I mean, the Uchiha are perfect for police work.
Mm-hmm.
As many powers as they have at their disposal, I mean, put somebody in Genjutsu and they're going to be talking like you want them to.
Mm-hmm. Kibi's looking at my commands. Yeah. So it's just all because of how the village perceived the Uchihas, that he was made a villain. So it's again all due to society, right? Messing up everything. Next question. Did I agree with what he did and or his ideals? Starting a war to really get revenge on his people, I could see him doing. Which, you know, ultimately he wanted to collect all the tailed beasts and, you know, become the next 10 tails and put everybody in the infinite Tsukuyomi. So that way everybody can live within their desired worlds. And yes, would I like to see that happen? Where everybody's just like in their ideal world where there's no discrimination, no hatred, etc., etc. Everybody's living yada yada yada. Yeah, but that's what also means I have to like. Excuse me. That also means I would have to like basically gather all the tailed beasts, start a giant war, and then even try to like not be taken over by the goddess of ninjadom, or the ninja world, I should say. All because, you know, she was just trying to come to power until like her son's like, hey, yeah, nah, you're going back in the moon, mom. So yes, and that is how the moon was made in the Naruto world, because he's like, hey, ma, go up there and just have fun by yourself. What is your villain? So the next question is kind of just a continuation of what I was saying. Was he considered a villain, or was he, from my standpoint, was he really a villain? No. I mean, I don't know, this one's kind of difficult to try to answer, because like he did start a war again due to just getting revenge and trying to just become this god and putting everybody in the world into their own world so that way they can be happy. But was it really bad? Was he really bad though? That one is going to be a no for me, because Madara, again, did what he did to protect his clan. You know, even meant like bending the knee to Hashirama and whatnot. Hashirama and whatnot. Then, if it meant to protect his clans, of course, obviously, you would want to just bend the knee. But, I don't know. He is an interesting person. Last question. Which villain... Okay, that one's just more like towards the end. So, who's all here and wants to be picked on? See, Cannonades muted. So that means KP. I'm sorry, you're next.
Okay. I don't know if we have to have these in any order. I don't have mine in any order.
I don't.
Okay. So, alright. So, one of my 3 villains that I have chosen is going to be Muzan from Demon Slayer.
Ooh, hot.
Otherwise known as Michael Jackson.
The time when Michael Jackson gets reincarnated as a demon.
Yeah.
Gets reincarnated into a sexy demon.
I mean...
Yes.
I did
The female Muzan though?
both versions. It does
Both
not
versions.
matter. Both versions.
Take my money, Muzan. Turn me into a demon mummy.
Oh my god. Anyway, so why did I choose them? I honestly don't know. A lot of the times, whenever I choose a favorite something, it's usually based on like looks, so like design and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Muzan's character design, even though he resembles Michael Jackson a little too much sometimes. I still like it.
Tanjiro is not my lover. He ain't the one. I am the one.
Oh my
That
God.
kid is not my demon.
You're gonna get copyrighted. Shut up.
That's why I replace words.
It's still, they'll still find the tune and be like, oh.
Thank
We just
YouTube.
have to sing things off tune.
Yes.
You can say things, which is better.
Version of it as possible.
Yes.
Yeah, or like do the spoken word version.
Holy shit, this is actually damn good. Holy fuck. Ignore me. I'm just enjoying my Dawn Bowl.
You might want to mute then. I can hear your chewing sound, sir.
Let's say ASMR, okay?
I'm not into that in ASMR, Jesus. Another reason I chose Y is because he is badass and savage as
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Do I resonate with them? No. Do I agree with the ideals? In a way, yes. But also not really, because I don't like how brutal he is, and I would never.
Let's stay quiet on that one.
Is he really a villain, or was he just misunderstood? In my opinion, he's not misunderstood. He is literally just pure evil, but we love that for him. And that's it.
Sorry, drinking water.
You good?
Yeah, I'm drinking water. Is that all the questions?
Yes.
Okay. So now it's your
Except for the
turn.
last one.
Yeah, and now it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna pick on my bestest friend,
Oh, thank you.
Willow.
Oh, yeah.
What were the questions?
KP.
So the question is, so top 3, or at least the maximum is 3, favorite villains and why they are your favorite villain. Who do you resonate with the most, or do you resonate with them? Do you agree with their ideals? Was your villain really a villain, or were they misunderstood? And then we'll get to the last one at the end. And like, this is anime, but I'm pretty sure you can pick from like an anime game or like a manga that isn't an anime yet, like stuff like that, because to make it fair for you, because I know that you love your games and stuff. If this was Disney, we'd go all over it.
Disney. It's kind of like, why when you said that, I'm like, well, the situation you kind of described is I am currently obsessed with Twisted Wonderland. All of the characters could count, since they're all based off of Disney villains, but none of them are technically villains. Literally everyone's Overblood thing, I feel, has some level of That's reasonable to it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna stick with the anime I am currently obsessed with, which is the My Hero Academia.
Oh.
And I'm going to say 2 villains from there. One is one that I love to despise, and the other one is one I relate to very much. So we have Overhaul, who I despise with an absolute passion. And we have Shigaraki, who I kin.
Yep.
But have you been introduced to my boy R for One though?
Oh yes, he has.
We
Yeah.
all know who that is.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
We all know who that is. I just hate him less than Overhaul.
Go
Like,
ahead.
There is... Yeah. Okay. Okay, now I'm trying to remember the list of questions again.
So okay, so which
Very bad
character,
memory, sorry.
which villain do you want to talk about first?
Probably Overhaul. Let's get it over with.
So, okay. So if he's in your favorite villains, why is he in your favorite villains?
He's my favorite villain because, again, he's someone I love to hate. Almost, I think when I was going into it, I had high expectations for him, thinking that, oh yeah, he has like my favorite aesthetic. He's voiced by one of my favorite voice actors. Hopefully he has like a good kind of story and redemption arc. No, he's just an asshole who abuses his power that he got for a stupid reason. Like, he gets called out for his plan being stupid,
Sorry.
and then he's like, no, now you're in the hospital bed. Now I'm in control, and I'm gonna go through with my stupid plan. And I'm gonna abuse a child while doing it.
Welcome to America.
This is
Who
America.
said that was in Japan?
I know.
Okay. Do you resonate with him at all?
No, absolutely not.
Good. Do you agree with any of the ideals that he had?
The ideals that he reached, or the ideals that he actually went through with? Either answer, no. Yeah, because again, another reason why I don't like him is he's like a freaking. He says that, quirks are a plague to our society. We should just get rid of them. No, I'm keeping mine.
I
Shut up.
want mine.
Mine. I'm keeping mine. Mine's how I keep everyone in control. I mean, no. I mean, what?
Okay, but think about it this way. I'm not trying to support anything he did to achieve his goal. But
He's a coin.
okay, so imagine somebody who has a quirk, they can't control any, like, basically imagine if Eri never met Aizawa or any of the UA students.
Yeah.
She'd be a danger to herself and everybody around her, and no one can even get close to her, because if they did, they get rewound to nothing. So, I mean, imagine if that was the case and you wanted a cure.
And that's a parallel to Shigaraki, who's one of my favorites, who had the overpowered quirk that he could not control and then became the villain because of it.
Oh, the decay ability. Yes.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Piggybacking off of Cannonade, right? So, I don't mean to like overtake your character, but I love playing devil's advocate, and that's what he's doing right now. But yeah, so let's say like it doesn't even have to be like Eri, right? Who still has a hack quirk, by the way. I'm just saying. I don't know if you're watching it or reading it, but I'm not going to spoil it too much. But I'm just saying, what if like let's say Shoto, or I can't take Dabi. I don't know where you're at in the series, Willow, so I can't really tell you. Are you reading? Are you reading or watching?
I stopped watching when I got a book, and I planned on reading the book first, and it was during the kind of training with the other class when Shinzo joined in.
Okay.
I stopped reading there, but I kept on spoiling myself, so I know way more than I should, and I'm trying to forget some things. Sadly, one thing I got reminded of when talking about anime betrayals, I did not need to remember that!
What did KP do?
Oh no, it wasn't her. It was when I joined the anime club, they had the list of, say your name, say your favorite anime, say your favorite anime betrayal. I said about when one of my favorite characters got basically killed off in My Hero Academia, I was talking about Magna. They were talking about Twice.
Yeah.
I forgot Twice died, and I forgot how he died until they said that he died, and then I'm like, oh, right, that happens!
Rest in peace, My Hero Academia Deadpool.
True.
Case. Two legends.
Multiple legends. An army of legends. Anyways, so let's take Dabi for example, right? So, as we know, Dabi gets like fucking buck wild in the current arc. Just like, you know, bringing forth his issues of...
Animalistic.
Hmm?
It's a damn near animalistic.
Yeah. It's because of, you know, his past trauma. I don't know where Will is at, so I'm just being as very cryptic as possible without ruining it for her.
I believe I know this one.
Okay.
I might about to ruin it anyway, because he's one of mine.
Yeah. Well, Dabi has daddy issues, right? Who doesn't have daddy issues? Wait. Sorry, Pops, if you're watching this, which I know he's not.
Wait. How many people in this chat have daddy issues? Yeah. Okay, I think I see some.
Anywho's, Dabi has Dabi issues. Dabi has Dabi issues. Dabi has daddy issues. And so, like...
I have Dabi issues.
Dabi! Right? Dabi! Just imagine Endeavor going, Dabi! Instead of Shoto! Speaking of which, I have to put my sounds up here. But, so let's say, like, you know, with Overhaul's ideals, you know, Dabi's just, like, going berserk. And, you know, obviously he's a villain. And he's like, here's my mixtape and throwing it out to everybody. Wouldn't you think, like, having the ability to, like, take away somebody's quirk who's, like, a danger to society be beneficial to society? That was directed back at Will.
Could you repeat the question?
The question is, so if Dabi was, like, going berserk, and Overhaul was trying to do his thing where he just takes away people's quirks.
He doesn't take people's quirks
He
away.
does
That's
not.
He was trying... I know that.
Bullets were-
He was trying to craft bullets.
If Overhaul's plan went through, he created the quirk erasing bullets. He did his plan of selling them basically to both sides. And then a hero shoots Dabi.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think that would be beneficial to society? Like him creating those bullets, and granted, they are selling to both sides.
Like a better solution would be something similar to Aizawa's quirk, where it temporarily removes it, get him into a better situation, versus just removing it completely. Because I feel like that's the equivalent to what the villains did to Overhaul at the end, where it's like, hey, for punishment for killing my friend, stealing his arm, let's remove your arms.
I mean, he still has his quirk. It's still there, but his hands aren't there.
His quirk was he had to touch something with his hand to use his
bare
quirk.
hand.
His bare hands. That's Overhaul's quirk.
Yeah.
So without his arms, he no longer has his hands, and he can no longer use his quirk.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's still there in his body. Let me say that.
So,
like it wasn't
still there in his body.
But
like that's the equivalent. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yep. So. But yeah.
It feels like it might be helpful to...
The quirk is still in them, but he can't use it currently. And I mean...
Yeah.
But what I was getting at was, like, what if someone couldn't control it and didn't think they'd ever be able to? Like,
then
so
I feel like
hopeful.
it should be their choice versus someone else forcing it upon them.
That's kind of what I was getting at. The cure could be...
The cure itself could be viewed as a cure, but only to those who want
like a last resort.
Oh, it's just like the X-Men series where
Except
they had to
force it onto the mutants.
Yeah, more or less. Some of them actually chose to get rid of their quirks, like Rogue. In one universe, she got rid of her quirk because she hated it. Granted, it killed people.
Yeah, she knew that she couldn't be intimate with anybody, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so did she answer
Anyway.
all the questions?
Not quite yet, but I'm pretty sure she'll say no to this one. Do you think was your villain a villain, or did the world see him as a villain and was he misunderstood?
Villain. He was the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
I think there's worse out there. I'm just saying.
Using a child, basically killing her, bringing her back to life, and repeating that step over and over again, mentally torturing her, and the fact that I think that if he had the ability to have more children with similar quirks, he probably would have done it to them too.
Okay, so
I do not
going
see
back to that, I have
like,
something
I
to say
think
about
One for
overall.
All could also fall in this kind of category, but since we see it with Overhaul, my mind's kind of making that as, like, connection towards him.
I have something to say about Overhaul regarding his All for One connection.
Yeah.
If you've seen anything to do with that chapter where they kind of show Overhaul's past and as a result Toya's past, you see Overhaul in that same institution that Toya's in.
Yeah.
And you see him literally shaking in a corner saying, "Quirks are a plague, quirks are a plague."
Yeah.
And he's like worried about his own quirk.
I actually haven't seen that part yet.
Oh, sorry. Well,
It's far in the
spoiler again.
manga. It's pretty recent in the manga.
Okay,
Well then,
so
so spoiler for that, but
Spoiler alert.
I
yeah, like,
Anime.
feel like still the thing with Aries is gonna be
well, imagine if he hadn't have been influenced by All for One in any way, shape, or form. He could have potentially become a hero. He could have potentially become a villain still.
Wasn't
been
he
up
kind
in
of
the
almost
game.
raised in the mafia?
he was
okay,
raised
because
in the
he was raised
mafia,
in the
and
mafia
He
again,
was.
does not mean he would have
I
become.
feel like the whole
Ooh.
mindset still of that I'm right, you're wrong, I will get you out of the way and do my plan anyway. The fact that
I don't
that
think he would have
mindset
gone as far
still-
as he would have gone. Because, I mean, even mafiosos have a sort of code they live by.
Yeah, haven't you seen what was the Yakuza one where he's the household way of the household husband? Yeah, you know,
Way of the house husband.
household husband. Yeah, household. Anyways, but yeah, the mafia has a je ne sais quoi, a code of honor. Je ne sais quoi means how should I
don't
say?
know what?
It's French.
Je ne sais quoi technically translates to I don't know what.
Je m'appelle James. Boom. French. I can
That's
speak
your
French.
name.
Yeah,
My
I
name
know.
is James.
Would you let me have this one, Cannonade? I'm trying to show off
It's
the.
like me. It's like me with like languages and stuff. It's like it means this specifically.
Yes.
Right. Right.
I know. Somebody picks on me every time I try to speak with her in Japanese.
Your Japanese is so bad.
I'm sorry. I don't have.
Good scrub.
I'm sorry. Somebody doesn't like teaching me because I don't pay attention, and it's my fault because I have other things to pay attention to.
Yeah, you didn't pay attention in my class.
Well, I tried, but I was so busy with my. Okay, first off, we're getting way off topic right now. So it's time to pick on Cannonade. So Grace, go ahead and pick on your cousin.
Willow. It's Willow.
Willow, sorry. We just had this
You're not gonna
conversation.
say it now.
Everybody.
I'm not.
I don't know. No.
Alright. My first villain, cue Jojo music,
Dun, 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 dun,
is
dun, dun.
Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Oh, I actually
Technically
have some.
first and second seasons.
It was me. You.
Yes, Dio. But yeah, he's my first pick. 1 second here. I have these all written out.
I honestly didn't think that you watched JoJo. Canon.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know either.
It's one I watch but I don't really talk about because I don't really know who all watches it anymore.
Everybody.
Not
I'm
me.
currently going through Golden Wind right now on Netflix.
Shining justice
I personally don't like JoJo and don't want to watch it, but it's okay. You do you.
Okay. Anyway, I don't really resonate with Dio. One, because he's just an asshat,
Oh yeah.
and two, he became a vampire just to try and get the better of his adopted brother.
What?
I mean,
Well, it's like now I'm interested in vampires.
Hey DD, welcome to the chat. How you doing? We're just talking about anime right now.
I called you baby. Damn.
I know. Hey daddy.
I
my
don't
God.
really agree with his ideals because of the same reason. He's an asshat, and his ideals were all about gaining power.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as if he was actually a villain, oh yes, most definitely. Power hungry son of a bitch actually once his brother killed himself to prevent him from taking over his body, took over his brother's body, and yeah.
Not gonna lie, kinda sus.
Yep. Very sus.
Amogus.
Not kind of, very.
Alrighty.
The next question, I'm sorry.
I kind of went through them all already because the last one's the last question.
Okay. I need to pay attention to my questions. I'm too focused
Yeah.
on, hey, don't call me out.
You
Unless if you guys have any other questions about Dio
No, really.
or
Like-
why I chose him. Or
Oh god.
whatever.
I just almost yanked my headphones out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually did something like that in graduation, and due to my back, it said no, but I think I got excuse me, I got about like here-ish when I was doing the Dio thing, and my knees just gave out, and I'm just like bop on the floor,
Oh,
and I try to go.
Oh, he hurt himself.
You're older than me. Shut up.
Frankie, back to you.
Alrighty. Oh boy, I only had Madara to really go off on my own questions.
That's
But-
okay.
But, just
You
quickly.
talk too much already, so.
My name's KP. I pick on my boss. Give me 1 second. She does.
she means well, but she picks on everybody.
I don't know. I've been told that I
How to
was.
show love.
Okay, all for one. There we go. Sticking with the guy I already mentioned. Boom. All right, where are my questions again? Goddammit. KP, questions.
Why is he your favorite villain?
He is not my favorite villain. But he's somebody
You
that
picked him.
because I want to talk about him. Jeez, we were talking.
Okay, so do you resonate with him?
No, because he's kind of like a giant dickwad, right? It's just because he's
He
just.
looks like a dick too.
Good.
Without the mask.
Hey.
He does.
Chris-
He's
Chris-
like
Chris-
another dick.
Christian Minecraft server, okay, and half
You
of.
already said it.
I said
You said it.
that's true, but I didn't compare him to a dick. And this is going on YouTube, so fuck. How are you supposed to
It's
get
fine.
paid?
Everyone knows what one looks like, okay? It's fine.
Not everybody.
Girls
Oh.
at like the age of
Oh.
11 already know. It's crazy.
Oh, I thought you meant arm for one, not a penis. I mean,
I'm talking about the phallic shaped member that is between your legs, sir.
you mean doom and destruction?
No. I mean your penis.
Would you? Hey, okay, we're gonna zoom past this because again, this is going on YouTube. I'm gonna have to edit all this out.
Good. It'll give you practice.
Okay,
Like
Like,
a
if
little
you-
section with intermission talking about dicks.
We'll be back after these messages.
I can imagine your grandparents, they ever walk past your door hearing this, Willow, like, what are you
Great.
talking about?
Yep. Willow. Anyways, going back to the questions, do I resonate with him? No. His ideologies, do I? Yeah. What's the ideology question?
Do you agree with his ideals or not?
Some to a point, because All for One is greedy, but he also wants to make like a perfect body where he can rule over and all that jazz. But his ideals, from what I remember, is he wants to unite, not really unite, but basically have quirks for everybody, and just like, hey, I got this quirk here, you know, opening up his trench coat, like, you want, what you want? You want stretchy fingers? You want bouncy legs? You want the power to slow stuff down? What you want?
You have a destructive quirk that you can't control. This person really badly wants a quirk and doesn't care what it does.
Yeah,
I
you have.
hook you guys up.
Yeah, you got an explosion quirk, trying to be a explosion murder death god king dude.
You still don't know his name.
No, I don't. That's why I have
Explosion
you.
murder
Great
god.
explosion, murder god, dynamite.
That name, yes. But one of the things that I found interesting with All for One is his quirk. All for One. Pretty self-explanatory. But if you don't know him, he basically has a quirk that he can steal quirks, he can give out quirks, and he can forcibly activate quirks. Alright? And I know he gave...
I thought that was one of the quirks that he stole, was the ability to activate someone else's quirk.
That is all in one package.
Huh.
Yep. I delved deep, especially into the One for All versus All for One wars that's been happening, which I still need to understand what the hell the second one's quirk is. Because the first one, his quirk is the ability to pass along his quirk to somebody else. And All for
Or
One.
up here and pass it on to someone else.
Well, the first users really didn't have a quirk. His quirk was just, hey, my quirk is to pass my quirk to you, or to the next person. And All for One was the stockpile
As long-
quirk.
Yeah.
Or not, yeah, One for All, sorry. All for One is technically a stockpile quirk as well, but it doesn't, like, amplify it.
Different kind.
Yep. So,
I think we haven't learned the second.
no,
Yeah.
not yet. At least not from... Because I know one of the chapters I remember is like, Deku's like, hey, I'm about to use the second quirk. And he's like, yeah, don't do that. Not right now. It's not the time and place.
Yeah.
Because
I'm mad.
the one before Deku, All Might, the world champion hero, the GOAT, right? RIP All Might. He's not dead, just, you know, his hero career is dead.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Gave me a heart attack there.
Scared Willow for a second.
He is my
Willow
favorite.
loves All Might.
He is my favorite. I have an All Might body pillowcase in my closet. I have All Might figures, pop figures back there. I have an All Might figure right there. I almost
He's
got.
a real life version of Deku. Let's put it that
Hey,
way.
hey. That might be true, but I don't like Deku, so.
So then you're Bakugo.
Damn it. Can't it just be Icy Thought?
I don't know, Kachan, I'm just a bit nervous. Don't be nervous, honey. You're gonna be just fine. No way! What are you doing here, Icy Hot? It's Icy Thought on Thursdays.
Sure, you're Icy Hot.
Yes! Welcome, my name is Icy Thought. Welcome
Yeah,
to.
Besides, I associate Canon with Bakugo a little more sometimes. Anyway, but I think it's only because he can do the voice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, but yeah,
Anyway.
he's an interesting character. All for One is just like, hey, I'm gonna make a world where everybody can use their quirks freely because of the society said, hey, don't use your quirks unless you're a hero, which is kind of shitty.
Hey, you see someone who needs help? Don't help them. Wait for someone else to do it.
Yeah, wait for
Vigilante.
wait until like the professional heroes show up. Oh, you got a quirk that can make rubberized air, and you tried saving somebody but end up breaking their arm? Oh shit, fuck you, dude. You're not a hero. You'll never be a hero. Anywho, so that's why I think All Might. No, he is a good character, but All for One is a good villain. Do I agree with the stuff he did and said? No. Was fucking up Shigaraki a benefit to him? Not really, because he was just trying to find the perfect body, and apparently that's Shigaraki. So
And then what about was he misunderstood or no?
hell no. That man sought out for destruction. He literally woke up, ate his hate flakes, went outside.
Chose violence.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm gonna murder somebody today.
boom. He rolled I rolled a d20 by the way. He rolled a 15 on like angstiness. So he was like, yeah, fuck you. I'm about to destroy the world today. Explosion, right? So yes, that's one of my villains. I have to actually choose one of my favorite villains that I have to remember. But going off to let's roll this d6 here. Willow, pick a number or pick two numbers between 1 and 6.
Why don't you just roll a d4?
Because I don't have a d4 on me. It's all the way up front. All my dice are up front.
Okay.
A 4 and what else? 4 and 2? Alright. KP, pick two numbers.
1 and 6.
And then that means Cannonade has the last one. Come on. I want KP-chan. Come on, I want KP-chan.
Why don't you just pick me then, you dumbass?
Because I wanted to make it more suspenseful. And who had 3?
Cannon.
Okay.
What?
He's like, what? Now?
Surprise, kid.
Alright, Cannonade. It's your turn to go because the dice said so.
Okay.
The dice god has spoken.
Alright. My second villain is from Bleach. And it's not Aizen this time.
Oh, I was about to say it's Aizen.
Yeah.
It's
So he
Ninjo
already talked
Kuga.
about.
Yes, I
Oh yeah, we already
twice.
talked about Aizen plenty of times.
True.
So my second villain is Ninjo Kujo from the Fullbring arc of Bleach.
Ooh.
Let me look a picture up because I don't know.
Just repeat
What's
the
the
name,
name?
so I may do the same.
What's the name?
Ninjo Kujo.
Is he the
Injo.
is he the one with the giant sword or the bookmark sword?
He's the one with the claymore, the giant two-handed.
Yeah,
thing.
him. Yep.
He's got fancy slick back hair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say fancy, but definitely sit back.
Did you just say KP?
What do you mean? I said what?
What did you say? I thought you were just like swooning over him.
No, I said he has slick back hair, and then Cannon answered me back, said, "Well, it's not fancy," and I said,
Ah, I thought you were swooning. I'm like,
as in agreeable.
yes,
I wouldn't say fancy, but it is slick back.
Oh, I swoon over Aizen. Thank you. Anyway.
Yes, she does. Especially after he becomes Lord of the Arankar. Anyway, Ginjo.
Yeah.
I kind of resonate with him the most out of the ones that I've chose. Simply because he only really became a villain by circumstance. Like, I can't remember what he did to get exiled from being a Soul Reaper. He was a substitute Soul Reaper, by the way. The first one before Ichigo. They call him the first substitute Shinigami. Yeah. Like, I don't remember exactly what he did to get exiled from them, but he got exiled and felt, I don't know how to say it, like, not necessarily powerless, but at a disadvantage to help people the way he wanted to.
mm-hmm.
And he met a bunch of people that had abilities similar to him after he found out he had them, anyway. And they found out these abilities came from when their mothers were attacked by hollows before they were born. Which should have given Ichigo an idea on how he got his inner hollow to begin with, but it didn't. Maybe another reason why I ken Ichigo so much is because we're both dense as hell.
Obviously. Well, not you, but Ichigo.
But Willow knows. I see her trying to hide her laugh. Like, yep, he's dead.
It's a boulder was being thrown at his head.
Yeah.
They threw
That's
Kirishima
different.
at him? What?
Yeah, a girl threw Kirishima at him, and he missed it. He got hit.
Well,
It hit me, but it did not phase me. But yeah, he like basically just kind of was. I don't know. Basically, he was trying to make
Hey,
a group
Bumino.
of people that. Huh?
Keep
Oh.
going.
That he could resonate with and kind of vibe with that weren't complete asshats. A lot of the members of Execution are asshats, but I'm not talking about all of them right now. And he wanted power, but he didn't go to the lengths that Dio did. Not necessarily. He did technically lie to Ichigo and betrayed him in the end.
Mhm.
But I mean, after their fight, that's kind of when you get to see both Ichigo and Ginjo's monologue. Like, if the roles were reversed, if like Ichigo had become the substitute Shinigami first, and Ginjo had replaced him, would their roles have stayed the same? Would Ichigo have still gone after Ginjo, or would Ginjo be the one to basically put Ichigo down? Would they have become villains and heroes, or would Ichigo still stayed true to himself? You know, that's kind of what the whole thing is with him. Is like, what if he hadn't been excommunicated from the Shinigami? You know, what if they hadn't done whatever they did, or what if he had done whatever he did to get excommunicated from them? You know, would he still be a substitute Soul Reaper? Would he have given up his abilities as substitute Soul Reaper to just be a human that can help people? Or, you know, people kind of wondered that, or from what I saw anyway, people kind of wondered that same question. And that just kind of got me thinking, like, not necessarily a villain, is he? Like, not a villain like Aizen, but like, he's a villain of circumstance. He thought the only way to basically save the world was to become a villain.
okay.
Did I miss any questions? I can't.
Let's see. Did you say if you agreed with any ideals or anything?
I think I said I said is I agree with his ideals, and then I kind of went on to why, like, by saying like he could have been a villain by circumstance or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, if I didn't, then yeah, I do kind of agree with his ideals to an extent. I probably wouldn't have gone to the extremes he did, but
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I think every question you answered.
all right.
So now you can bounce it to either me or Willow.
Oh.
What are evens or nods?
I say you just pick on your sister, like a big brother should.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'll explain after that why I can't really say that's what a big brother should do, but
I do it. I pick on my little sister and half brother when I see him.
Willow, go ahead. I close my eyes and spun my finger around.
That works. Okay, so my second one is Shigaraki.
Figured.
Okay. And why?
Why? Because one, I kin him. Two, because he became a villain due to the situation that he was in. He kind of started looking up toward, like, one
All for one.
for one. Thank you. Okay, so he started looking up towards All for One because he was the one who kind of was there for him during, like, a dark period, and, like, I think he started idolizing him, and, like, he started seeing the world kind of skewed because of it, but at the same time, the kind of skews kind of right in his case, because the way the hero society is in My Hero Academia is pretty messed up, which we kind of already mentioned this about the whole people are in danger and not helping. And I think one of the situations that Shigaraki was in was that heroes were looking for like the limelight and going to there, so people were like going to go see the heroes, not noticing that a kid was in need of help at that moment in time, so no one was able to help him during his situation except for All for One. And so that kind of just messed everything up. Okay. So then the way that, and I do kind of like agree with like his ideals, because like his ideals is like the society needs to be stopped, because if all of this stuff is happening, not only the things that happened to him, but what has happened to his found family in Dobby, what happened to him, all the things that he's been through, what happened to Toga, what she's been through, what happened to Magni, what she's been through, what happened twice, all of them, just every bad thing that has happened to his found family and himself, just that whole society that has caused all that needs to go, and will do anything to break that down. That I agree with.
Okay.
Was that a pun on his word? To break
Breaking
that
it
down? Yeah.
Turning it to dust, yes, maybe. Unintentional, but now it is intentional.
This breaking it down makes me think Shiggy's just actually like breaking it down.
If he's dancing.
No, he'll leave that to Dobby.
Yeah.
God.
Dobby's
Good
Joker
Lord.
dance.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's pretty lit on the dance floor. Am I right, folks?
You need a sound alert.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Anyway, going back to Shiggy, I guess if it's okay to get into whatever details you want, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, why do you resonate with Shigaraki? Why do you kin him so much?
Why do I kin him? That is actually a good question. It's like just some of like the small. It's like
one of those questions you ask yourself every day.
Yeah. I think one of the things is like we do have some very similar kind of twitches kind of thing. So like seeing his kind of nervous twitches, or maybe not nervous things, but like when he's like anxious, just scratching at himself kind of thing, just, and then like the going to escapism while trying to sort things out. So like while he kind of goes to his video games and also trying to stop this and trying to associate the gaming with that. So like I kind of kin him on that level, and then there are kind of like trauma stuff. I feel like we share trauma, even though it's not the same trauma. It's just like I've been there. I know what you're going through. Not the exact same thing, but I get you.
Yeah.
Okay, before you go
Don't
on.
forget, you're both pale. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
We are both pale ghosts.
Wow. Okay, it's somebody's going for the feelings today.
Agrees with it. What do you? She says it herself anyway.
That's fine. I need to go outside more, but I'm like, ugh, yellow orb is scary. Anywho, before we move on, what does kin mean? Because I don't know.
Kindred spirit.
Kindred spirit, like relate to the most.
Gotcha. I thought you meant like, oh, I think of him as my brother, because kin could also mean like relative in some way.
Yeah.
It's a term the internet came up with.
Yeah.
Oh gosh darn internet.
Same with S.I.M.P.
Yeah.
Squirrels in my pants?
I was about to say, S.I.M.P is actually created in Phineas and Ferb first.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Phineas Ferb, and then the anime community just decided, hey, how about we change it to this instead?
Was it the anime community that pirated that
Was
word?
it the anime? I thought it was the anime. I think I was introduced to the word by the anime community, so I think that it might have been, but...
And the internet in general, really.
It's the internet, yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, wait. I think there was one more question. I don't know if Willow actually answered it or not. Do you think that Shiggy was misunderstood, or do you think he is solely just a villain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why?
He's misunderstood.
Well,
And I feel like I explained it, and the reason why I like him is because he was kind of... My mind is saying either raised, programmed in his head by All For One about all of those things, kind of leading him down the path that he ended up being, while still trying to fight for a cause that I think is right. He believes that's what he's fighting for, but I think All For One has other plans.
Like he wants the body of the young boy.
He wants the body of the boy, and the boy wants to help get rid of a really bad society.
Society. He did get rid of somebody that the internet exploded over.
yes.
Do not
Start.
tell
Trying to
me.
remember.
Yep, I
Trying
can't.
to remember.
You know who I'm talking about.
I'm trying to remember. Wait, what was the thing you said?
I was about to say the name, but Willow said don't, and I'm like, okay.
Don't.
Yeah,
It's
it's
something I do not know right now, and if it's something that I do know, it is something I am intentionally trying to forget until I reach that point. So do not
Okay,
tell me.
you're not
Franky,
in.
tell me in.
Anywho's, it's back to me now.
No, it's not.
Oh shit,
I haven't talked yet.
my bad.
Surprise.
We were talking so much. I'm like, that.
You always skip over me.
I don't always.
I'm used to it.
Well, you pick on me, especially in my videos. Thank you.
The next villain on my list.
Last but
It's
not
from-
least,
It's not the last one. This is only my second one.
I
have
meant
three.
the-
Thank you.
the last person to go for the second round. Jesus.
Okay. Mine is from the good old A Rumbling Attack on Titan.
Always
And
rumbling. Just keep going.
and my character is the main character.
Armin?
This is spoilers, by the way.
Armin?
Big spoilers. Eren Yeager. He is a villain. Try to fight me on that. 'Cause
Is he?
is a villain.
Is he though? Is he a villain?
He is. Everybody wants to kill him because he wants to kill everyone.
That's because he was discriminated by, what is it, the Marlians?
Yes.
He was discriminated on by the Marlians because you know why?
Discriminated. His dad was discriminated. That's different.
His people were discriminated on by the Marlians. They were trying to keep the Eldians down. It's because all of that oppressive white snow. If you know the reference game.
Right, that's right. And as you can see right now, the city is being controlled by lots of oppressive white snow, making it hard for all people to advance.
Well, I don't care. I still say he's a villain because he is the main big bad right now that they are trying to take down.
Yeah,
Therefore, the villain.
So he fits in the role of an antagonist.
but he's also the protagonist.
He's protagonist. He's
And protagonist?
Anyway. Yes. Anyway.
So main character focused is the antagonist at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he was at first like, yeah, he's the protagonist, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna destroy all the Titans because they destroyed my mother. And then,
Ate my mother.
and then, well, whatever. And then eventually, like, and let's face it, he's always been a little bitch. But
You're not wrong.
But then it just transitioned into political stuff, and now he is the big bad. Why did I choose him? I don't know. I'm skipping over that one. Was someone trying to say something? Sorry.
No, we were
I was
chuckling.
laughing.
Okay. Do I resonate with him? Not really. Do I agree with the ideals? In like, I don't know. I really don't know if I agree with any ideals that he had or not. I can't. I mean, yeah, I guess in a way I agree with the whole, like, yeah, the Marlians are literally
Trash.
F-word wads. Yeah. They are garbage.
Oh, hallelujah!
We don't stand. But that's pretty much it. And then, was he misunderstood, or is he just a villain at heart? I just wrote down some notes here that he was just fueled by hatred for the Titans eating his mother, but then turned into hatred towards his father because of Zeke brainwashing him.
Father.
Daddy issues, okay. More,
Yes.
more daddy issues, let's go.
Really though.
Daddy.
Just and yeah, so like based on those notes that I have written down here, I don't know, what are your guys' opinions, because I can't think straight.
He's not a villain.
I think he's just a villain. Well, like, he's being seen as a villain because he's trying to do something right in a weird, twisted sense that no one else can seem to understand except for him.
He literally turned into a dinosaur.
Wait,
Rawr.
what? Okay,
That's
now
not his
I have
fault.
not
That's the founding
seen
Titan decided to
Attack
turn
on
him into
Titan
a
yet.
dinosaur.
Okay, so I haven't seen Attack on Titan yet. So does he turn into a dinosaur or a Titan?
It's
It's
the
a
founding
Titan.
Titan.
Titan?
It's the founding Titan, but he looks like a giant skeletal Spinosaurus with hair.
Yes.
It's the weirdest thing. It freaked me out. That was where we left off in the anime. I'm mad.
What have I
Where's
missed
season
out?
4 part?
I think in the Attack on Titan, I think I've seen like 3 episodes. That's it. So a bunch of this stuff is a surprise to me. So it's like, oh yeah, and then dinosaur, and I'm like,
Oh wait, I don't want to ruin it, but
I say he's a dinosaur because it kind of looks like one, because his like spinal cord's like poking out along his spine, so he looks like a Spinosaurus or whatever, a Stegosaurus. Sorry.
Stegosaurus.
So yeah, it's a giant walking fossil. It's weird.
I mean, you're technically correct as well, because the Spinosaurus does have their spine sticking out, but it's webbed so that way they can swim.
Yeah. But I guess like, yeah, I don't know if he was like misunderstood or not. I guess kind of in a way he could have been, because like Cannon said, he's seen as the enemy, not per se the enemy of the manga itself, but he's seen as the enemy by the people, by the characters. So. And that's all I got. Who's next?
It's up to you. You want to pick one?
But well, technically Franky is next, so go.
I mean,
for it.
I don't have to go next. Is what I'm
But
saying.
don't talk forever. We only have half an hour.
Yes, I know. I'm keeping track of the time, madam. Anywho's, so this one is actually one of the people that I do like, because Naruto talk no jutsu'd him out of being evil. Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess? No? It's Toby.
Is it Dora?
No. It's
Who is it?
it's Toby. Or Obito.
Ah.
Yeah, Naruto talk no jutsu'd him, remember?
No, it's been a while since I've seen the ending of Naruto Shippuden, so no, I don't remember.
Well,
I've never seen it
I
at
couldn't remember if
all.
it was Naruto, if it was
Kakashi.
Kakashi. Yeah.
Well, Kakashi.
years, and I forgot a lot about it.
Yeah. Kakashi, like, you know, they had their battle. Because, you know, all best friends do when you have all that power and shit. But then Naruto's like, hey, talk no jutsu, right? And he's like, oh, I'm not a villain anymore. But, so, he's my favorite. Yes, why? Because, not gonna lie, he kind of started a war, like, helped start a war over a kitty, right? Over his love. Or, as many people like to say, because he got, what's the appropriate words? That way I don't get demonetized on YouTube as well. He got edged hard.
Okay.
Sorry, Willow. I was trying to keep it very, very PG-13, but I'm like, he literally...
None of us here are PG-13. It's fine.
Well, I'm...
It's just funny.
Willow bowed her head in disappointment at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it wasn't in disappointment. It was me trying to hold in.
Yeah, it's trying to hold and laugh.
Thank you. I thought you were being disappointed because I said Edge, but
No.
so yeah, he's my favorite because he let me say this: if I had the power, I wouldn't start a war over somebody I love, like a female I love. So let me say that somebody messes with my family, I'm like, it's on you guys to protect yourselves. They're fighters. I'm just like world star with my camera and shit. So, I mean, I'll hop in if I have my nunchucks. Right. Oh, what was the next question?
Resonate with him?
Kind of, sort of. I'll say yeah on this one because, like, if it comes down to it, if I had the power, I'd, start a war for. I would and wouldn't start a war over a select group of people. All right. If somebody messes with KP, I'm like, well, gotta get my Deadpool suit out of dry cleaning because gotta wear red clothes that way they don't see blood, and that guy gets it because he's wearing brown pants.
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Everybody gets the reference.
Yep.
He wore the brown pants today.
Oh, wait! You're wondering why the red suit? It's because that way bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy gets it. He wore that guy gets it because he wore the brown pants. Deadpool reference. Deadpool 1. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anyways, Yas. Was he a villain or was he just criticized?
Do you agree with the ideals and then misunderstood or not?
No to the ideals because, again, I think he was just more or less put into that role. And I don't see him as a villain because, again, he was put into that. He was more or less tricked by Madara to basically like, hey, you want to start a war with me? And then he was like, would you die for me? Right?
Genocide with me?
No, and he was like, I don't know what you mean, Madara. He's like, but would you die for me? It's a Jared Leto Joker reference.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll put in, and I'm kidding. So. put in, jeez. Remember that one time that Harley Quinn bound up Nightwing?
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
It was in the Animate series. She bound up Nightwing, and they had a study session.
They had fun time.
But it was
I like how that movie ends, where her and Poison Ivy are friends. Totally just friends. Totally nothing more than friends.
I mean, it's also in...
Totally
Their-
not lovers.
Their relationship is actually, like, hit or miss a good chunk of the time. It just depends on, like, what is canon and what source you're getting it from.
Yeah.
Because in some sources, they're not a bad couple. That's because Joker pissed her off and she finally came to her senses and left a toxic man. I'm just saying.
Left a toxic man.
I'm just saying.
She's a very attractive woman.
Yeah, she turned over a new leaf, so to speak, right? My laugh?
Meanwhile, I don't know much about it because I don't watch DC stuff. Rip me, but I do know about Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, though.
Yeah, she left a toxic relationship. Just saying, folks, if you're in a toxic relationship, leave. They are not worth trying to fix. If you got,
and if there,
go on.
And if there's one impending, also leave.
Yes.
Right, Willow.
Or just saying, right? If you can't handle a weeb at his fullest, do not handle that weeb. I am speaking from experience because too many people cannot handle me at my fullest.
Including me.
Oh. I think we kind of balance each other out a lot. But anyways, skipping past me because we have like 15 minutes. Who did I pick last? Okay. Willow, do you want to go? You want to go?
I didn't pick a third one, so if someone has a third one, they can go instead of me.
Canon.
Of course. Right. My last one is from Reborn. and his name is Byakuran.
Okay. Gonna look up a picture.
Okay, so
What's the name?
spoilers for Byakuran.
There we go. Yeah.
So spoilers for Franky.
It's
because
fine.
he's just getting into it. But he doesn't.
man, he's
appear
pretty.
until- he doesn't
man.
appear until the last arc of the anime. So I mean, you're good for that. But I chose him because
So
I
why?
don't resonate with him. But why I chose him, and I'm getting into that when I said I don't resonate with him. He's a bit two-faced.
He's
Like-
pretty boy.
He is pretty.
I'm sorry, I'm like still looking
Show
at
show
it. Like,
show a picture, KP. I
If you like look at that face and you see that smile, don't trust that smile. Because that smile, once he's bored with you, you're out the window. Sometimes literally.
So toxic boy.
Yes, toxic boy.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a cool character design. Don't get me wrong, and he makes the perfect villain because of his dual personality. But that's just it. He makes the perfect villain. So yes, he is pure villain.
So not
So I
misunderstood.
found this image, and then right underneath it is this image.
awesome.
Oh my god, so sexy. What the fuck?
Hey, toxic. Remember toxic. Leave him alone, KP.
No, I was
Alone,
reading the
Bella.
picture.
Oh, I was about to say.
It was the image. You should have been saying that to me.
Willow, leave toxic people alone.
Yes, toxic, no good. That's why it's called toxic.
I mean, depends on the type of toxicity, but going back to you.
Frankie, you want a picture of him?
Yes, please.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, with him, as far as his ideals go, they're kind of all over the place. Because when you first meet him, he starts out pretending he wants to unify all the mafia families
Mm-hmm.
and just have all mafia under one rule, as opposed to having all these different families running around potentially killing off people for no reason.
Mhm.
But then it changes to where he just wants basically to rule the world, and then it kind of changes to where he's just wanting to kill off people who gets in his way. Yeah, he's all over the place. So his ideals are kind of hard to nail down. So don't really agree with his ideals just because I can't place any ideals. That he's literally keeps a good head on.
Okay.
All right, and now for my bully editor. Go for it.
Okay.
Bully editor.
She does bully
So-
me.
So my last villain that I have chosen, which we've already talked about already today, good old Bobby, the boy right back there, from My Hero Academia. Why did I choose him as my favorite? I honestly don't know. He's a pretty boy, and I just like it.
You did cosplay as him though on her
I did
Instagram.
cosplay as him. I love him. I like his character design. I wrote that down.
Plus the blue fire is pretty awesome.
The blue fire is amazing. His quirk is super cool. I'm
It's
jealous.
actually super hot.
Yeah, super
I wish
hot.
we'd know his actual quirk thing and figure out what's going on with him in the newest chapter.
Yeah.
They keep bouncing away from it.
I
There.
know. But
Yeah,
I
you really
speculate.
could
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm speculating things. Anyway, do I resonate with him? The only part of him that I resonate with is the recognition section of his wants and needs. He wanted to be recognized by his father as powerful and stuff like that, and I resonate because I would like to be recognized by my family as well.
Don't worry, the Franky family recognizes you.
Yes.
I don't care about that. No, I'm kidding.
I would dock you for pay, but you do too much of a good job to really dock you for pay.
Do I agree with any ideals that he had? So I have written down here about ideals. I think I counted this with Dobby and with Aaron, I think, a little bit too. I don't know. I couldn't remember all that Dobby was like hateful for besides his dad and the family stuff. But I wrote down that humanity kind of sucks. We are our own worst enemies.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree with that part of it. Again, I can't say anything because Willow hasn't seen a lot. I doesn't know it.
Unlock your inner weeb and just power through all of the manga.
And then, was he misunderstood? Yeah. I wrote down here that he wanted to be recognized by his dad, and he was almost powerful enough to become the successor or to surpass All Might, like Endeavor wanted. And then I also have written down bothered by how power hungry said father was. And he is fueled and kept alive by his pure hatred and jealousy.
Mood.
So yeah, exactly.
The only thing keeping me alive is spite.
That's literally, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and then that's it. And then I'm gonna transition into this last question we have here, which is for all of us. Which villain would you want to be? And out of all of my three, or any other villains I could think of, I chose Dobby. So
Grimjow Jackerjacks.
Yeah, that was good. That would have been a good one too, but he's not really a villain. He's just power hungry.
Yeah, well, Grimjow Jaggerjacks from
okay,
Bleach.
I thought it was Grimjow. Yeah, another pretty boy. Another swoon of mine from Bleach.
Quit swooning.
Never! I will simp forever and always.
I mean, that's fine. I simp from my top tier waifu shelf back there.
That
we can't see it,
on
but
Discord
yeah.
can't see.
That's fine.
Yep.
Well, if you watch the stream, you'll see it. Well, once I exit out of this, I would definitely turn on my camera for a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
but
I also need to show the embarrassing baby pic.
Yes, might have to screenshot it and be like. What about you, candidate?
Huh?
What about you?
What villain would you want to be?
If they have to from our list, Ginjo.
Oh yeah.
If anyone.
His were the most, ideals I kind of went along with. But, and Willow is probably going to murder me for this one. But if he didn't have to from our list, I would have chose, like a more realistic version of Overhaul, not the asshole version we got in the anime.
Okay, so you'd want to take his place and actually do something right about it instead of being a complete another jerk and asshole.
Yes.
Okay.
He wants to be pretty boy with green jacket and furs and cool mask. Plague doctor.
He wants the mafia plague doctor aesthetic. I can appreciate that.
I know. If I had to choose from my list, hands down, Madara. I just want to summon meteors just to like make people piss their pants, or it would just be like, hey, you see that out there? You see that? See that giant rock there? I'm controlling that.
Starting to Genjutsu for 3 days.
It's not even that. I'm like, hey, you see that? I will literally send you to Jesus.
I will send you to Jesus.
If you keep messing with me. And then just like his jutsu his jutsu kits on top of that, just like the dragon fireball jutsu. Oh my god, it's actually pretty damn badass. Just saying.
It's just a giant fireball.
No, it's not that. He does multiple ones. Like it's like Morning Peacock if you remember the 8 gates or guys stuff when he opens the 8 gates and whatnot.
Like I said, it's been a long time since I've watched Shippuden. So.
Yes. So I'm not gonna nerd out.
Anyway.
I thought you were about to say something.
Well, if you were done, I was going to
Yeah.
shove it over to Willow now on what villain would you be out of your list or out in general in anime?
In my list, Shigaraki. In general, I would need to think about it more because, yeah, that's something I would definitely need to think about more because, yeah.
What about in Disney?
Oh yes, what about in Disney? Thank you, mysterious voice.
Maleficent. In Disney, I'd want to be Maleficent. Who wouldn't want to be her?
I literally was like, yeah, you would be Maleficent.
Yeah.
Dibs on Captain Hook.
I don't know what villain I'd be.
I just want to play
Do
hooky.
you know or don't know?
I don't know.
Willow and I will think of one for you.
Let him think of his own Disney villain.
I can't think of one.
I shall be the Red Queen.
Okay. Definitely not Gaston. Nah, I don't think Scar.
Who else but Gaston? Gaston. No one. Gaston.
Definitely not Frollo. Definitely not Frollo.
How about Jafar? No. Not Jafar. I think you're too good to be a villain.
Considering
who's the villain in the Jungle Book?
The monkey?
The tiger?
Shere Khan.
Shere Khan. Either Shere Khan or the villain in
Are you talking about the orangutan or the tiger?
the tiger.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to do the orangutans that way. I can go like, I'm the king of the swinger hole, the jungle VIP.
Anyway, Willow, who else were you saying?
Thank you.
Dude, now I lost my train of thought.
Maleficent.
Franky.
Sorry.
You were saying the villain from, and then I couldn't really hear the rest.
Oh, villain from Mulan.
Oh, the...
Sean Yu?
Or...
Sean Yu?
What? Sean Yu?
Sean Yu. I mean...
Fun name not intended, but that might
Villain from Death Note.
Who from Death Note?
Flamino said villain from Death Note. I think that's what he would be referring to if he was a...
So Light?
Yeah.
The main character?
Light?
Naito Yagami. Oh, so Pamino, then, fun fact, Yagami backwards is I'm a gay. So, congratulations. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month!
With all the love in the world.
We here at the Franky House do not judge and we celebrate everybody.
Yep.
Because literally my right-hand man... Sorry, my right-hand person is... Yes.
Yes.
I don't know how to describe it, so she can describe it herself.
Me?
Yes.
Describe what exactly?
You.
You. You said you're gender fluid, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I know you use the she, her pronouns, but you said she, any as well. So.
Yes. Any pronouns are fine with me. If you say he, I will honestly take it as a compliment.
Well, if you cosplay as a guy, I guess I would say he. But
Yes.
I like to be as, when dealing with everybody, I want to be as politically correct as possible so that way I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. And I worked with a bunch of kids who were part of the LGBTQIA community, so it was really hard. But with that being said, thank you. Where's my fan? There it is. You can't see it, but I'll show it to you after stream. But thank you for showing up to the stream today, everybody. Pomino, Dee, Koi Porpoise, thank you all for showing up. Everybody who's lurking right now, let's give a round of applause to our newcomer, Willow Rose. she is a fantastic person from what KP tells me. So, if she ever wants to come back, I don't know what next Monday's topic will be, but she is more than welcome to come back, along with Cannonade and you too, Franky, even though it's your stream, so you have to show up.
I may not be able to do next week because I'm probably going to be either working or getting stuff organized in my new apartment. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
We'll be looking up my work schedule, and anytime I am available, I will see if I can join it.
alrighty. Well, we'll see who else can all join, and everybody is welcome to join. Just shoot a message to me in Discord, or tag me in a message somewhere in the anime recommendations tab saying that you want to be a part of the stream. So, for those who aren't a part of the Franky family, just go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Thank you. Or Instagram. You can follow KP on her socials. She also has a Twitch as well. Keisha Nation, whenever he decides to show up, he is, he has his information there under his commands. So, without further ado, let's go find somebody to raid. Does anybody have anybody to raid?